Parents who've read your teenager's diary, what did you discover that changed your relationship forever? I still remember the day I found my son Ethan's notebook. I wasn't looking for it. I was just cleaning his room while he was at soccer practice. His backpack was on the floor, half open, papers falling out everywhere. When I picked it up, a small black notebook slid out and landed on the carpet. It fell open. The first thing I saw was my name, underlined 3 times, and underneath it said, "Dad doesn't see me." I should have closed it right there. Instead, I kept reading. Ethan had always been a quiet kid, 15 years old, good grades, never got into trouble. But the last year, he'd gotten even quieter, spending hours in his room with headphones on, door closed. I thought it was normal teenage stuff. The first few pages were harmless, complaints about homework, stories about his friends, a girl he liked in science class. Then the entries changed. He started writing about feeling invisible, about how I never came to his soccer games anymore, how every time he tried to talk to me, I was too busy. That part hurt, because I knew exactly what he meant. For the last 2 years, I'd been building my business from nothing. Late nights, weekend calls, constant meetings. I told myself it was all for my family, but through Ethan's eyes, it looked very different. One entry described a game where he scored his first goal of the season. He wrote that he kept looking toward the stands, hoping I'd show up. But the seat next to his mom stayed empty. I remembered that day. I was stuck in a meeting that ran late. I told myself there would be other games. According to his diary, that was the day he stopped looking for me. Another entry talked about a school award ceremony. He won a science award. He wrote that everyone else had parents taking pictures. His mom had to work that night, and I didn't even know the ceremony existed. Then I found the worst page, one sentence written across the middle. Maybe if I was better at something, Dad would notice me. I just sat there on his floor staring at those words. My son didn't think I was busy. He thought I didn't care. I closed the notebook and put it back exactly where I found it. Then I went downstairs and sat at the kitchen table for a long time. That night, when Ethan got home, I asked him if he wanted to grab dinner together. Just the 2 of us. He looked confused. "Don't you have work?" I told him I moved some things around. The truth was, I canceled everything. We went to a small burger place he used to love when he was little. At first, the conversation was awkward, but slowly he started talking about school, soccer, his friends. I realized how much I'd been missing. The next weekend, I showed up to his game. I didn't tell him beforehand. When he walked onto the field and saw me in the stands, he stopped for a second like he couldn't believe it. After the game, he didn't say much, but on the ride home, he talked the entire time. From that point on, I started showing up. Games, school events, random late-night talks in the kitchen. Work was still there, but Ethan came first. About 3 months later, I walked past his room and saw the same black notebook sitting open on his desk. I wasn't going to read it again, but one line was visible from the doorway. It said, "Dad came to my game again today." Underneath that, he wrote, "I think he finally sees me." I never told him I read his diary, but sometimes I think he knows.